Nation.
SMD Law is the official law firm of the Spartan Nation. Check them out on the interwebs at smdalaw.com or at 866-529-3537. No matter where you are in the state of Michigan, Upper Peninsula, Lower Peninsula, it doesn't matter. They have an office near you. So whether you need to send a letter to an annoying neighbor, or you're a criminal and you need defense, maybe you just have problems with elder law, check them out, smdalaw.com today. The official law firm of the Spartan Nation. Call them first. Then you act.
Welcome back, Spartan Nation Radio. Joined now by the official law firm of the Spartan Nation, SMD Law. You can find them on the internet at smdalaw.com, 866-529-3537, 866-529-3537, SMDA Law on the internet. And remember, the grand poobah of SMD is Jeff Michalowski from SMD Law. He's on the other end of our line. And Jeff, I'm just going to ask, is there anything better in sports than Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals?
Oh, I'm excited for Wednesday. I was kind of shocked, though, that St. Louis just kind of laid down. I've never seen something like that. They had all the momentum in the world going back to St. Louis. Did you see the party in the streets, Hondo? That was crazy.
It was nuts, wasn't it?
It was. And then they go out there, and what happens? They lay an egg. I've never seen a series like this where it seems like the underdog plays better away from home. Pretty bizarre.
Do you agree with me? I don't care what the sport is. Nothing is better than Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals.
Oh, absolutely not. These guys are just bitter enemies all the way to the end. And then what happens? Even after the Stanley Cup Finals game, they line up, shake hands, and go on with their business. But the Game 7 of a hockey game of the finals is just best TV viewing you can watch. The drama, the intrigue, it just builds up from period by period until you get to the third. It's great.
Jeff, last week on the show, we got an email from a young lady who had gotten some financial paperwork, and her signature had been forged. I just thought you'd want to hear this real quick. Dear Hondo, just wanted to give you an update. Not only did Jeff get right back to us, Donna Vorkis in his office was absolutely amazing. My situation is being handled. I would recommend them to anybody in the world. They were so fast, so quick, and so good. Man, those people are awesome. That's got to make you feel good.
That's good. That's good. It's when you do things the right way and you get positive feedback like that, it really does pay off. I mean, it makes it all worthwhile. Even though we come in every day, sit at our desks and grind it out, when you hear positive feedback, that's awesome.
All right. Jeff, this next email is a little bit different. Just a little bit different. Dear Mr. Carpenter, I'd ask you please not to use my name, and you'll understand why in a moment. I was adopted by two wonderful people. They didn't have to adopt me. They brought me into their family and already had 3 children. I was a different color, but it was never known. My brothers and sisters would get angry when I would tell people they were my adopted brothers and sisters. They never once treated me any other way than as a member of the family. I am proud and love my family dearly. I came from a blue-collar, middle-class family. I have been able to have some great success in the software industry. I want to do something for my brothers and sisters. I would like to pay off each of their homes because they gave me a home when my birth family didn't want me. I'm curious about tax ramifications. If you pay off someone's home, does that mean they get huge tax bills? I've sold my company now, and I'm in this position. They've never asked me for anything. I want to do this because when I was young and at my most vulnerable, they took me in and never treated me any other way than as a brother. I am blessed beyond measure, and it's not because of my finances. It's because of the family that I was able to be adopted into. And he asked me not to use his name.
Wow, that's another. You said different, but that's a great email, great story to hear nowadays. One of the things that I would maybe suggest doing is speaking to a CPA. Whenever you gift money, we're subject to what's called the estate tax / gift credit, gift tax. In the U.S., you know the old rule, you can give away about $10,000 per year per person. Well, $10,000 has changed over the years to kind of catch up with the cost of living adjustment. Beyond that, there's what's called a gift tax. The gift tax, if we give anybody any more than the annual exemption amount, it will cut against your gift tax credit. So it's definitely something you're going to want to sit down with a CPA. I've seen people in the past actually set up little sub-trusts for people and then have the trust make the mortgage payments. I've seen that done. There are a lot of different ways to do it, but I think first I would talk to the tax professional and kind of roll with it from there.
Jeff, we get a lot of emails because when people need an attorney, it's not always the happiest time in their life. But is that probably one of the best emails we've ever gotten?
Oh, that's great. It's one of those feel-good stories, isn't it?
Yeah, I love it. Man, just absolutely awesome. Thank you for that email, by the way. Next comes to us from Ryan. Ryan says, Dear Mr. Carpenter, I submitted my final paper to my professor in which he admitted to me that because I disagreed with him politically, he was going to downgrade me at least one grade. It wasn't downgrading me for my writing. It wasn't downgrading me for my thesis. It was not downgrading me for my information. It was because he was downgrading the fact we disagreed. I realize this may be hard to believe, but I actually had another student who heard it because his office door was open. This hurt my grade point average, which I understand in college is not that big a deal, but it matters to me. Would I have grounds for a discrimination lawsuit?
Discrimination lawsuit, probably not. The university is something that would have to handle it administratively. So what I would do is just maybe go and meet with the professor in his office hours. If that doesn't pan out, then I would go to the Dean of Academic Affairs or Dean of Student Affairs or maybe your advisor and kind of lay out the problem, see what you can do.
Sad. Okay, talking to Jeff Michalowski from SMD Law, the official law firm of Spartan Nation. Dear Mr. Carpenter, I am leaving to go overseas. I have joined the Marines and very excited to be a Marine. I don't have a whole lot, but my wife and I got married because if something were to happen to me, I would want her to get my benefits from being a Marine and fighting. Because I don't have much assets, does it mean I really don't necessarily need an attorney now that we're married? Just want to do it right should something happen. I own a car. It's a 2007 Ford, but we don't own a home, and everything else would be my benefits from the Marines.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that getting the right documents in place would actually help us with making sure that not only assets could be distributed, but that your wife and family would have proper access to information. So it's not only about transferring assets, accounts, property, whatever, but also ensuring that your family has proper access to information to be able to help you out in the event of disability or unfortunately death. But overall, hey, thank you for what you do. If you're a Marine, you could go to one of the Navy JAG Corps officers, the judges, advocate, jurors, and what they do is they will put together a simple estate plan for you that will hold up under military law. So maybe talk to your supervising officer, see if you can't get in with the JAG Corps member, and see if.
Jeff, the last part you said, because your phone went out, what did you say? Talk to a JAG lawyer, what?
Talk to a JAG officer, and they'll be able to put a simple estate plan together for you.
Okay. Jeff, this next one I found to be fascinating. Dear Mr. Carpenter, we bought a home, had it inspected, it passed inspection, and we purchased it. After inspection, we found several things wrong, including all of the outdoor plug-ins. None of them work. Multiple plug-ins in the house that didn't work, and multiple problems I would have thought a home inspection would have checked. What's the best way of dealing with that?
Well, first and foremost, I think that there might be a cause of action against the seller. It would depend on what was the actual extent of the damages. What was the electrical work involved? If it's not going to be a whole lot, more than $1,000 or $2, you might be able to go into a small claims court, see if you can't prevail there. However, any actions involving the property, it's going to be hard to show the actual damages are worthwhile in pursuing. Most home inspectors, if you look at the contract you sign with them, have a pretty long list of waivers, and your purchase agreement for the home is probably going to have several as-is clauses. So unfortunately, I think this is one of those. It's buyer beware. Hopefully it isn't a major repair. If it is, then maybe give us a call. If it's something pretty minor, I think I would just kind of go about my business, see if I couldn't pursue it in district court.
He is the legend, Jeff Michalowski from SMD Law. Remember, you call them first and then you act, because when your next decision matters, it's SMD Law. Find them on the internet, smdalaw.com, 866-529-3537, 293-537.